Hey, this is Clive Hunt, and you're watching World Music Views.
So we do have the great Clive Hunt here. Clive has been in the business for over 50 years. We're going to talk to him about everything in his career. And his new album, Fields of Gold, a reggae tribute to Sting, which has debuted top 10 on their US reggae iTunes chart. First album to do so. Solo album, that is. So, Clive Hunt, how you doing, boss?
My good man.
I'm happy. I'm very, very happy to have you. You've been a superstar for so long, and maybe me hearing about you on all these legendary stories from musicians, and Shane Brown told me this epic story about how you brought him into the business. So I want to hear how you got into the business.
Well, I got into music from I was a little boy. And when I got into the business, when I was in the army, and I got a call from Bunny Brown at Bunny Brown, member of the Chosen Few, and him tell me that they wanted a trumpeter to play in a Lana Bennett song at RJ Studio, which was just across from just close to the stadium, which is just close to the upper camp. So, of course, we reached it very quickly. And I was sitting there waiting because my lunchtime in my army uniform. And I had to go back to work, and the musicians, they was laying the track. The first my experience this type of thing, and they would take long. I didn't know it was the best players in reggae music, best reggae recording musicians. The Now Generation band with Earl Lindo, Jeffrey Chung, Mikey Chung, Robbie Lynn, Val Douglas, Mikey Boo Richards at RJ Studio. And I was kind of, them might take too long to lay the track. I mean, there's a comic book, me reading a war comic. I mean, you said, sure, and them to the money, man. Cause I don't know nothing like that. I read music, so until you give me my play. You know what I'm saying? It's rarely anything would make me have to know it before. Reggae music and this type of music kind of easy to me to do at that time, at that age too. So I was maybe 18, 18 going 19. Anyway, me go there, them take too long, me kiss my teeth, and why I notice and say, so do you know that song here? I say, I don't know that song at all. I really never know the song. I mean, he never play one of them yet. And him but me say, no, but I'm telling him, but the bridge wrong, And he must say, yeah. And then me did a talk little, and I think I walked towards the piano, and I made a suggestion or two. And it was right, get right immediately. And when I went to do my own part, this was a cover song too. I always tried, even a few days ago, I was trying to research that Lana Bennett album with Breakfast in Bed. And I wanted to identify that song since I've been asked so much times. But anyway, me just list the song from the original, and me just write it off on picture and napkin and just go back and just play. And 5 minutes. And it was pretty easy. And them said thank you, and them was impressed enough for Jeffrey Chung to ask me if I could come back the next day. And I say, yeah, man. And it's been like that until now. Everything.
Jeffrey Chung, tell us about Jeffrey Chung. Who is Jeffrey Chung for those who don't know?
Man, Jeffrey Chung is one of the most prolific and the most professional producer. He was a guitarist in No Generation band, and he part of this same band team here of super musicians. And he was a producer. He became one of the best engineers before he died we ever had up to now. A lot of youth tried to emulate him. Once we worked that day, he must have come back and we became like close. He and his brother live in the same house, but yet still in the daytime, his brother in the house. When I got his brother asked me where we're working today and if we're working. Because Jeffrey, I have always been interested in arrangements, to do arrangements, but Jeffrey never had that in him. He was a good musician, but he was like a technocrat. If he's gonna work on a session with an artist, he will list a whole bundle of records. He has a massive record collection with that type of music and the type of performance that he would like the music to be like. And then he'd call me there and he'd explain to me. And I say, yeah, man, no problem. And I just say, yeah, man, no problem. So I was like the arranging part of him. But Jeffrey Chung was one of the best ever, in Jamaica and in reggae music.
What was the first album you produced?
Well, I used to say Carl Dawkins, but Carl reminded me lately it was only 2 songs. I think it's an album named Open the Iron Gate by Max Romeo. And I did it at Lee Perry House of Art studio. If a scratch was so impressive, he asked Max to do an album after that, which they were with Three Blind Mice, and Norman the Gambler, that big album by Island Records. Yes, but that was the first album I produced.
And then you went on to produce the classic Sata
Yeah.
Masagana.
Yeah.
You told me a story before about how Chris Blackwell wanted to buy that album from you, and you refused to sell.
Well, it was mine to sell, first of all, and when I produced the Maxwell album, it was for a company named Soundtracks Limited, which was very vibrant. Jeffrey Chung was working in the office on Oxford Road, Oxford House. Across the street was Tamiko and Talent Corporation, within a circle and all of them. And Jeffrey hired me, Baba and they worked there. There were a few guys from a group named Love Corporation, Eval Graham and John Alexander. They worked there, do their different thing. Eval Graham was an artist, a graphic artist, and John Alexander worked like with Donwich, and then if you remember her, she was a journalist. So anyway, they had a music department, but I found out after a while that the company was very political. It was very much into politics, and there was a party. They was even writing speeches for the prime minister and all of that. Anyway, there was a music half there, so you have different type of people come to the door at daytime. I mean, road boys and all of this type of people. So anyway, Jeffrey work in make them Miami. Any job Jeffrey Chung got, I'm hired on that job automatically unless I was somewhere start doing something else. So Jeffrey let them hire me, and then they asked me to do the Max Somi album. And then I turned up for one day, and I was told that I am going to be producing Abisynians album. And I was like, what? Wicked. Because I had worked on Sata Masagana, the original, was one of my favorite reggae songs. Cause by that time, it was maybe 2-3 years after I started reggae music, When me come like deep into reggae and say, me feel reggae like it's a Jamaican music and a Rasta music, kind of, in those days, unlike what people say. No. Reggae and Rasta music. Rasta adapt reggae. I tell you, and me can say that in front of any camera. Okay? In the days, reggae was Jamaican music. Everybody ballad, pokita, everybody do reggae. And them a hit and a dance. Everybody a dance the same thing. Now there was, of course, the Scatterlights, and then which was Ska. And then Counter as it did is the Carolina, and then we evolved into the Groundation album. So little reggae mixed up with the Bingy music, a little Ska. Because it was just Jamaican music, all our music. Okay, me born and grew up in Linstead, and Linstead Theatre was one of the main venues for every Jamaican artist when they make a name for themselves, our hit tune. That time the people never used to tour overseas.
What year was this? I
mean, a little boy grew up in the 60s. Me go Stony where I learn music. I left about 66. So it was before that. Before that. As I was telling my little daughter about the first television and all of that. So, and that was like 1962. I was a little boy. So it was that time when every show come through Lindsay, I used to watch the Scatterlights. I had to go to my granny house. I go to the house and some school friend them and go into the theater, some little old and a friend of boy old, and we look. Watch the Scatterlights, Jimmy Cliff, Delroy Wilson's a little boy, Harold Dunkley, all of them perform. And I had no interest in music. I didn't think so. Now I wonder. You know what I mean? But anyway, it was everybody music. What may I say is
Sata Masagana.
Sata Masagana was one of my favorite. And to my daddy, a Rasta man. I really liked it. Certain elements of Rasta, like the rebel of Rasta. Even though I try hard to be a normal person. But that thing staying on me. It's just like a revolutionary rebel thing. That's a bit different. So anyway, Sata Masagana was one of my favorite songs. And I had worked on the song called Yemascal. You know that song, there? No? Anyway, it's one of my favorite reggae songs. And it was the same band, No Generation band. So when I was at me say me, I'm saying say yes. So me meet the three Rasta man them, and one of them wasn't look like Rasta, but me call some people Rasta, and if you have natty. So and them say, yes, youth, I hear you know, and them introduce himself. And one man work for the cleaner company, deliver paper morning time, Donald Manning. And him tell me say, is them say is him for coordinate with, I'm not a little pick up, I like something like a pro box back in them days there. And him drive with him all about, I'm a drive with him, I would talk about music, and make me hear with songs them or the next, and we discuss with studio and all, you know, them that type of pre-production thing. Anyway, I was told that there was a meeting and everybody wanted to work on that album, but the budget wasn't enough. And the youth them say, the Abisynians say they want the youth to produce them. So that's how it started. And
You being the youth.
me the youth, yeah man, me a youth, youth.
What sort of Masagana mean?
My God, for now I can't tell. I mean, but Donald used to tell me, cause him was very versed in Amharic. You know what I mean? In the language. I have friends in Ethiopia that call me every day now. Yeah, every day. Don't today they call me yet. And I don't remember really. But me know say it's from the Ethiopian language.
So from Sata Masagana,
Yeah.
you witnessed the evolution of reggae from that time, with Bob Marley coming at that time to Dennis Brown, all of these greats, and then reggae took a lull in the 90s, and there was a more digital feel for Jamaican music, right? When was the turning point for reggae from when the roots was taking shape to when the dancehall and the other parts of reggae elements start to take over?
Well, I personally might not be correct, and I don't think I can vouch to tell you that, but I can tell you what I have experienced. It wasn't in the order, as you mentioned before, the Sata Massacre and then Bob Marley. So when I started getting into trouble in the army, you know, because I started to jump the fence, missing from work, to doing recording. I played bands on the road with Wayne Harman and them, Byron Lee, all of these things. So, but I started to hang out with Derek Harrod downtown, Upper King Street, and across the street was Tough Gum, the original Tough Gum, on Beeson Street and Upper King Street. So Derek Harrod shop was here, Tough Gum was right. We see each other every day. And that time I used to do session for Ori, Derek. There was Ori Sandy, who had that Skylarking it maybe a few years earlier. There's Dennis Brown. I work on a few Dennis Brown records start to work right away. There was Chosen Few. There was Junior Soul who changed the name to Junior Marvin, Police and Thief. These are people who were there every day. So I can just drop in at a camp right there. So and then Bob them go away when I see them again. And then a little bit after you get the album, the Burning album. That was the beginning.
73.
Yeah, yes. After that, the album come out, and then
Catch a Fire came first.
Catch a Fire, Catch a Fire, the album. That one, Catch a Fire came first. That's when they light the lighter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That come out and the whole thing, like, whoa, and them guitars and everything there. So me get hooked fully that time there, no. Bob used to check me a couple. He checked me about 2 or 3 times to play flute with him, because I love flute. And at Derek, I played a few, like at Dennis Brown, have some songs I play. Foot of a Mountain, Roman Stewart, and all that, as thing as younger brother. And a few other people play flute and them thing. And they ask me a few times, I tell them, nah, I'm not really playing, I'm just play around it. When I play with it. So we never get no further. But anyway, at that time, Sata Massacre, you know, I'm bad. So Bob, you know, it was right there. But there was with Bob and Dennis, there was Bob, there's Dennis, there were many artists, Roy, Shirley, Toots, all of them are going at the same time. I mean, just absorb all of this. So being a session musician and people watching me, I come to it changing. People, the musicians and the people in the business, producers that watch me. If I start producing people and I didn't even know, because I start Drew Creed just to hire me almost daily too. Because it's walk from Derek Hart to Drew Creed. When Drew died, Miss Pottinger, she took over his place. Strategize studio. I never see her in the studio yet, you know. And she get him an OJ, you know, OD and OJ off a first female producer. I never see her in the studio. When we do two albums, Culture, 2 albums, International Herb and Colombo. We go down the bottom of Herald Bound, go down the bottom of Orange Street, her office. And she give me a tape and say, Culture come meet in the studio. When you do this, and make sure say Clive, but do this, you know. When we done Master Griffith's big album there, 1 or 2 albums, it was the same thing. I hear Master say to tell Barris, and a few people at Barry Salmon House, I hear her talk about one of them parties. Anyway, the evolution, me going from that to, and these are my experience, to the Max Romeo, Carl Dawkins, who was very impressive. He was there going very active at that time. To Max Romeo, then to Abisynians, and Lee Perry called me all the time to do different things. He called me to play trumpet, me not play piano, I'm play piano, me play organ. He was a man like that. All right, and very impressive to me. He was one of my idols. Anyway, coming all the way up, reggae was healthy. I had to leave Jamaica after the Abyssinians thing burst out because of some old story. Okay, and
You can't skip that story. I have to tell you that story. Oh, what happened?
Well, the same company material was a political company. And remember, there was a time in Jamaica when people run out of Jamaica like crazy. And all protest in the show. I'm man, Vanya. I'm leave here and all them things there. Anyway, this office, them just make an accident. Everybody was cut. I mean, because it was the party in power at the time. Something happened. Anyway, them run too. So we never have nothing to do. I never have anything to do. But I already started the Abisynians album. So when we started the album, remember the money was already budgeted, but I never get the budget. They had the budget. So I just and I wasn't getting I didn't get no advance or pay. I was getting my weekly pay to work in at the company, to be producing this album. So very soon after I start, everybody cut. I had the tapes. So I just go RJ studio and Joe Gibbs studio, and I volunteer to work for them, and they give me studio time. Okay? And anything, sometimes when it needs certain things, I'll be playing. If you see me get credited as trumpet, flute, keyboards, or that them days when I say keyboards, is either piano, organ, or clavinet, and me with little percussions. And some of the time I had money to play musicians, and some of the time I didn't. Okay, so me bigger man or a friend thing, something go on, and until the album finished. When the album finished, I was still committed. I felt committed to deliver to the people. I never know where them was. I know one man, a relative of the director, CEO wife, lived in Miami, Fort Adelaide era, and the rest of them was in England, Europe. I had no contact with them. They never said nothing to me. Jeff Richard never involved in not saying nothing to me. Jeff was big and flying all over the world at work, but I was stuck with this thing, and I was really into it. I was very impressed with the Abyssinians. I wanted to work with them, and them treat me good like them son and all them things there. So anyway, when the album finished, mix, make a master it. All of my money, But then I contact the guy in Miami and say, yo, the thing finished. Where should I do this? Him say, I must make a test press. I say, test press? You know what I mean? What? I mean, so we had to go to a pressing plant to do just a test without label. And I couldn't get it done. And I remember one Friday, when I want to call certain people's name. I've done it before, I from BBC, me do it. But I'm not do it right now. And there's a certain man which is big in the business here, and he's major. Anything happen, the ministry, I call him, or anybody contact him. He was a young boy at that time, and he impressed me a lot. Okay, I think he might be younger than me, because I know him, he was still going to school now in school uniform. But he had 2, 3 songs in the top 10 in Jamaica now, on the charts. So anyway, him came to the studio, Joe Gibbs. He was friends with Errol Thompson. And Errol said to me, him can get the test press done for you, man. And I say, Ray, you can't get him. Say, yeah. And he tell about a pressing plant on a Chancellor Lane. I never know, say, a pressing plant on a Chancellor Lane. Because with them time, they were meant me to play hide and seek with the army. Derek there, so. Bob Marley there, so. Chancellor is ready, so. And Jojo, who owned Channel 1 studio, had a pressing plant, then I didn't know. So anyway, I'm telling me, go down there. So I go down there, everybody know me already. So I say, where boom bam send me down here, for get some test press. I say, yeah, man. And me leave that test press. Me leave the stamper to get the test press on Friday evening. Or 2 weeks later, I couldn't get my stamper, And I never know what I go on. Some man start calling me, so the record, they all over New York, London, Miami, everywhere I sell. I say, what? the man them start press the record and I sell it. My brother, me just get deflated. I mean, just say, cause already me tell you, I the wall the army. Okay? So any studio me work, me have to have people I watch, studio owners, a producer, I feel people up the street, down the street, if they say anything military body, a signal reach me and I'm gone. You understand? So anyway, I go to the bridge. When I go down, every time I go down to the pressing plant to ask about the stamper, remember everybody know me and say, well, I'm Clive here. And suddenly nobody know. Go there, man, and say, well, I'm Clive, I'm gone. And I say, what? I say, I don't know, you have to ask her. And it was just like that for 2 weeks. When I finally find to go on the record the press and stuff, and me check the bridge at him, say, boy, Clive, where. And him offer, he says, it out there already, no, Clive. But I'm selling me 500. I say, no, man, I say, Clive, you've thrown out the 100 the other day. He said me 500. I know, say, me too foolishly pay for the 500 copy from the man. Because I never me no living. Me a session musician. I'm out me like a criminal. See, because I tell you, I didn't want to discuss my thing with the military, but I was doing very well. And I was slated to be a special person in the military music situation. Anyway, me take the money from him for the 500 record, and Jacob Miller come look for me and say, oh, and say, me say Jacob want to see me, I'm going to look for him. He say, Clive, him tell me about a famous gunman, which I'm write all books about, all movies, everything. Say, him a look for me, for kill me.
Reagan?
No. Reagan before, long before my time. You know, like Reagan from Lindsay too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. I see the lady where Reagan live, you know. 80% of the people, I'm a family, Hunt, all of them. I always wonder. I always wonder if a family from us was from the Hunt time, come live. Anyway, no, man. One at the time we have, you know, Rockaz movie. You know that era there, them type of Monday, that type of time. It was that time, one of them gunman. I mean, don't call him because he still have family and friends alive and from communities. We don't call a man name and say, but Jacob Miller tell me say that man was looking for me because them must say my pirate Abisynians album. So you see the money me get for the $500, 500 record. I was married. I had a young baby. Me just tell my lady say, babes, we going to fly out now because I had a visa and she had one. So when she never been anywhere. So me just buy 2 tickets and just pack up some furniture and ship a few things I would like. Ship it to the States. So people ship furniture down, we ship them up. Because, you know, at that time, like now, furniture making a Jamaica very special to people over there. It's like, wow. Anyway, we ship it. I'm going to America, I sent $4. I didn't know nobody in New York. I didn't know one person, one address. But at that short space of time when I was in reggae music, I could go anywhere a reggae there and say my name Clive Hunt. And immediately I would be, you know what I'm saying? Me know that as a fact then, like how me know now. This was maybe 3 years or 4 years after me start to work in studios. Because I do a lot of work and I was well known in the circle. And then, you know, I go New York, go live. Go to a hotel, I spoke in a hotel which I had met a man who said managed night manager at a hotel in Manhattan on 34th Street between 6th and 7th. We go there, he was there, calling with that name. We book in, tell her, say, listen. And the man I get up, said, don't leave, you know, I'm gonna go on the road. I walk up to Times Square, go downstairs in the train thing and look, say me I take the longest train, and the longest one was the number 2. We run from Bronx to Brooklyn, New Lots. And we just sit on the top of the Bronx, and that was it. I just come out and say, me see if a man look like a Jamaican. It might sound stupid to some people, but I know Jamaicans mostly anywhere I go. So I just stand up for 2 minutes. And I say, I'm on a rock, and I say, I'm on a Jamaica, yeah. And him come near me and say, yeah. And him say, yes, man. Say, any recording reggae studio about a reggae record shop? And him say, oh yeah, man, I want to know the corner of this. So. And him say, record shop there, and him walk on. Say, that's true, they know it too, you know. And him say, thank you. And as I walk off, he say, oh, by the way, one of the man live over there, so. I walk over there and knock. And before me knock, me say, Allah. Keyboard playing a chalice. Um, and I panic. I say, hey, I was very happy. And say, Allah, and he glad to see me Azul. That's what they used to call me. Some special phrase up to now. And he woke me up and I said, Benjamin, had the time for that. Mind very, very long at the hotel, you know. He said, relax, man. I said, my car, relax, man. I no money this all left. And he said, everybody wants to see you. And he said, walk with me. I go up at the record store, full reggae music, a bang. And when we walk in, he just say, oh, yeah, and start the man there, and he start the music. And he say, Brethren, it's Clive Hunt here. Everybody walked towards me. And within 2 hours, we had house, car, we had a home. I was living in Yonkers. I spent a few years there. I don't know if you ever hear about Bulwaki. No?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I said to you about that.
Yeah, man, with the Bulwaki, the stream key, man, I say, go fair. And when she come back, me done her work for a few music already. Cause man like Sugar Minot, Horace Sandy, Wayne Wade, and few artists well. When they go to New York, Bulwaki place was them base. Even Maxine Stove, she used to live there. I mean, lived in a jumboot, you know. Yeah, lived there. Right.
So you went into the paradise of reggae when you left that time. Because reggae was selling.
Oh, you mean we are Malay, yeah, reggae not sell like crazy. But me still had a name, and even though me in New York and stuff, and everyone who come up, them will come check me out and then them hotel me can meet them.
So about the changes now.
Yeah.
When did reggae change from that affair for
I mean, I would say reggae changed, like, you know. You mean when they stop doing reggae? Because reggae the same reggae now. Reggae have certain basic elements, you know, elements musically, which is the same. Is the same. The only thing about different reggae is the type of melodies, the type of lyrics. You know what I mean? And the way people carry themselves.
But there was a time when Sly and Robbie did that run the place.
No, I can't tell you. Yeah, man, I know. That then they did go right up to recent. But I was right there and I was very much involved. I was after I was in New York for this time. After a while, I just decided I come home. I just come home. No visa, everything, John. I fly home. And 2 weeks later, I was back. Okay? But me start work as a match. Because I come back from my daughter. She had left here. She was at my mother's house. And I come back and get her. And we in New York. And it was Christmas time. And I never get a job yet, you know, apart from music in my life. Okay? Up to that point. And my come from that as approaching Christmas, and it was cool. I'm in the house mostly. It's house to the studio, just like I live now. And my daughters are watching the TV with beer Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Advertising on Christmas and toys. And every time she look at her mother, look at me. And she not paying me in the mind. She just into the TV and think I feel bad. Because going to the studio back and forth is an hand-to-mouth thing every day. Because we had Bulwaki, and Bulwaki take everything for himself. You know, Sam, up to now, Bulwaki release albums with Clive Hunt, and I never get more than $100 from him yet one time. Ever. Would they tell you?
And it's the same guy you met.
The same. Yes.
In New York.
Up from that time to now, the most money I've ever received from him is $100 bill. And he took it from Squeeze, who now work on the New York radio station. And I went up and him said, come check me and we'll check him. I don't remember what happened, why I never have money to pay the tax fare. I said, Bridget, I'll pay tax fare. And he take the $100 from Squeeze and give me. So one time I ever get $100 from him, you know. So it's every time money come him gone, I eat fish, him and one of them girls, them. I mean, we just live there like, you may say, it's just like a total joke thing. But I didn't know what was that mean to me then. I mean, I take out no business and money. I mean, I said, me had this lady there.
And this is when? The 60s or in the 90s?
70s, man. 70s. Just after the Abisynians thing. This leading up to 1978, 79.
To be clear, we're talking about the time with Sly and Robbie.
Yeah, man. We'll come to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened? I'm saying the Bulwaki place. So when Peter Tosh, I think they did the album Bushman, Bush Doctor. And then them start do the tour thing. And I would me start every now and then I go watch a show or something. And I mean they're close enough, far enough, because I'm never too like front of myself. Not high for nobody, but I like watch show like this. I mean a big tickets to go show the thing, I buy go in. But I go and see a few people and invite one or two man who come visit me up by Bulwaki, top of the Bronx. So anyway, after when my daughter come and I needed a job, I need money. The Bullock thing, it nice vibes, everything. We cook food, smoke chalice, all of these things, lovely things, except money, no money. Only Bullock alone get the money, all money. So anyway, me say my little daughter does a boy. Next morning, I go and buy a Daily News, 25 cents. And I said, me have to looking at it. I didn't even know it's the wrong it's not the right people if you want a job. So I tell you, I never had a job. And we left school to the army, from the army to sessions, music. Then now my daughter there watch commercial about Santa Claus and toys and all of these things. So I just buy the Daily News and I don't want to say stupid of me, but I just go to the M section of the employment part when I'm at sick, people are sick, to pay somebody to work for them. I'm seeing my music store needed somebody. And I beg a friend of mine, which turned out to be my cousin. And him drive me all the way from the Bronx to White Plains. They had a hell of a store, Samash. Big, massive store there. And when it's just winter and snow, ice, so when I'm driving, I'm looking at the old VW car. And we go up there and we see a long line of people coming out of the store, going down the street, going around the block, gone down the block. And him said to me, Clive, look at the job them people you want now. And I said to him, but I want somebody them want. And he said, So I said, go on, no bother go, just turn back. Him said, no man, I'm not turn back. I said, Bertrand, turn back. He said, not turn back. I mean, him say, okay, and him say, me have to go in at the line. So I said, I stop there, sit down in park, little in front, and across the street. And I said, I'm not going in the line, you know. I'm just walking, I notice people, customers are going in and out same way, apart from the line. So I just try the customers there. I'm going to the store, I'm going to see where the line headed to the classical music department. Remember, me have myself as proficient musician in any era of music. So I just go for the classical part and we sit up in the line and I interview the people there. But while I interview, customers are come to him and say, sheet music mainly them about, music for play, this and that, the classical things. And me just walk up to him, after me say about five, me interview about 5 people, me I look around, I'm hear every question. And me just say, excuse me. I'm saying, yeah, I help you. I didn't know that this man was a special music man, And as I said to him, I think he was a salesman. I said to him, do you have the conductor score for the planets? And he said, I know that's not grab him, wherever it is, anybody who is, it could be, trust me, it could be Andrew Lloyd Webber. We say, could I see the conductors? Do we have the conductor score for the planets? And he go like this, head to toe, Him say, oh, yes. And him shuffle and him took a key from a bunch of key and opened a cabinet and took out this big thing, his book, this big, the score, this big and this wide, this thick, this wide. And he put it in front of me. And I said, thank you. And then when he walk up, I said, oh, excuse me. Do you have the Boosie and Hawk edition? And I said, oh, you studied in England. I say, yeah. Him say, no, we don't have that. We don't have the special order that. But the American one is just as good. I'm say, no. I mean, I push it back. No. And him say, no, him spend time now try convince me to look at it, And me would look at it and I say, no, the American, they simplify the stuff. I would like to read. And him say, no. Simple is better, me say. This man was professor at in Indiana University, And so anyway, through me grab him attention and ask this, you might not know what the plan is. Do you know what the plan is? No? You should check it out. It was written by a German guy named Gustav Holst in about 1905. But it's the first time ever they have an orchestra with over 100 musicians playing a series of music, a suite of music, many different movements. This man watched the planets for many years and it's a right to him feel. One of our Jamaican songs, which I've always wanted to ask somebody in politics or somebody who then listen to, why are we using that song? One of the songs we use in Jamaica is from the planets, it's nothing to do with Jamaica. But guess what? Not only Jamaica use it, England use it too, and a few other countries. It goes like this. Na 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 na. You know that? I pledge. It's from the planets. There's no lyrics to it. So somebody wrote words to it and use it as one of our Jamaican national song. You ever know that?
No.
Yeah.
Are you Philip Sherlock?
This was him. Well, yeah, he was one of the man who did the anthem, right? Because the man who taught me music, he was there with Sherlock and somebody else when they were composed the national anthem, Mr. Moore, Indian Joseph Moore. He's the man who taught me music. And he was there. There was no recording, nothing in the house. He was writing down everything with them thing, the piano part, everything. So somebody could play it the next day and sing it the next day until this day. But anyway, so the pianist is very, very important. To me, a lot of people do classical music. So anyway, when this man try to convince me, I mean, just walk me like so and say, oh, no, no, no. Look, you see here? Because, music is more mainly Latin, right? But the American edition of stuff, they write them in English and all of this. Few Latin words. But music for the rest of the world is 100% Latin, Yeah, except maybe for the titles of some stuff. Anyway, the man now said to me, he said to me, say, he ordered for me. It will take 2 weeks. So I asked him, how much I didn't have the money, how much deposit I make. He said, no, 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 no. Don't worry, sir, if I do it. I order it for you. And then I take my details. And then I said to him, by the way, what's going on here? And he say, oh, you want a job too? I'm going to say, maybe. I'm going to say, tell you what. Because me and him cannot tell us that quietly. I'm going to say, ask me anything you want to ask me about music. Ask me about anything in this classical part of the department of the store. Ask me about anything over the other side, because there's a long part of the store where they sell amplifiers, mixing board, guitars, all these things, drums. I say, ask me anything about anything in the store. And him say, oh, you're a genius. I say, no, 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 no. Me not a genius, but ask me anything. And him ask me the name of something. I am here with you now, and I promise myself I'm going to get this name and remember it. He ask me the name of something. But say, for example, him say, what's a kazuzu? And walk away. I'm going to say, kazuzu. I told him, I say, excuse me. And him name Mel. I say, excuse me, I didn't know name that time. I say, excuse me. Him say, yeah, what? You got it? I say, not. I say, there's nothing named kazuzu. And he say, if you know that, you'd be a genius. I'm say, there's a kazuzu. Remember, I'm just saying hypothetically. Him say, no. Him say, yes, it's a mouthpiece for a bassoon. I'm say, Jesus. I never knew that. The bassoon, pop, 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 pop. You know that is like a bamboo thing. And I'm say to him say, when can you work? Me say, no. Him say, come tomorrow. Would you believe?
Just like that.
Just said I get the job. And I was at Samash for the first week. No, me my test, I never work for nobody yet, Me go studio, and in a studio, me just humble and quiet. And anything I'm asked to do it. And immediately make a big impression, because that's just me and music. See? So anyway, when I went in the first week, I was trying to, me a kill time. So I just get a shamai and I start. There was going in the store, there's a long corridor and it's all acoustic guitars, so top row and bottom row. So I'm going to touch them, they're out of tune. So I start clean them off and when I clean them, I tune them. And all of the little children, they were walking in and they say, Mommy, Daddy, I want one of that. And the first week I sell 100 and a little bit of guitar. So nobody pay me no mind, I say nothing to me now. But I was being noticed up to the man who own this, so much chains, a big chain of stores, That's how come to the Sly Rabbit store, and Sly store, and when they took over this thing. So anyway, the next Tuesday, which is the day when the owner for the chain visit that store, one come in, the man clean as a whistler. And me will say, well, some like whistle go on, and me say, like a curtain will come, and the manager and the assistant manager in the different department is, I walk fast behind him, and him come to him say, call me my right name. My right name is not Clive Hunt, by the way.
Really? Hold on. What's your right name?
Maurice. And him say, oh, Maurice? Him say, who's Maurice? I'm going to turn him and say, him say, you're Maurice? Him say, how come you sell so much guitars? I say, I don't know, sir. Him say, no, nobody ever done that. What did you do? I'm going to say, oh, maybe it's because I keep tuning the guitars and cleaning them, and the kids them coming to the door. They always are telling parents what they want. And for my God, so ring, they buy it. And the man say, the mother say, give him $1 for each guitar he sold on his pay. And he say, I say again, keep it up. I continue. So you don't know the store, them can allow me, If a customer can have me something, I go do it. But remember, I mean that there's sheet music, classical music division. So me just stuck at this guitar here, this pay here, And he continued the second week. The second week I sold more. And then come over to me and he said to me, see, you did it again. I say, yes, boss. And it's me back to Christmas and gift time. Him said to me, say, who are you really? I'm say, me know the body boss. I like to say that to people. We nobody special. Him say, come on, who are you? What do you do? I'm say, oh, I'm a reggae producer, musician, recording, musician, session arranger. Him say, what, what you really want to do? I say, really, no boss, I really want to work over that session. That's where hard the toys are. You know, you guitars, bass, you know what I mean? Classic is me go born and grow at that. You know, that's what's my thing. Right? Me go nail all of that place. And him say, do you know New Jersey? I said, no, boss, but I know it's across the bridge. I find anywhere. Him say, report there next Monday. And when I went, I found my way there. Same cousin drove me. They take me over to New Jersey. And they have a massive store, big, like a block or more. And then when I went there, they introduced themselves to the manager and he was expecting me. And they put me in that department. But then I had more layer the whole store. And I didn't know, but over that side now you have a lot of the great musicians like the Isley Brothers, many great artists, musicians, and Broadway musicians and people live right in New Jersey area, over between George Washington Bridge there, Fort Lee to Patterson, you know, on Road 4. So a lot of musicians, I'm in there and famous musicians and groups also walking, and could I this and that, and so that's why I'm saying me there. While I was there, I started to get popular, like I started to Cool and the Gang, Cameo, all of these people, Isaac Brothers, they will come ask me for this. I'm selling them. They develop relationship with me. If I miss a day and them come, I'm not there, they come back the next day when I am there. So and then the man come there and say, Maurice, you're doing this again. And they moved me to Manhattan, where it was a main store between 6th and 7th Avenue in Manhattan. And that's where you know, that's, Manhattan. So I'm going to say, Sly and Robbie and Robbie Lynn and Peter Tosh, old Word Son and Power Band. They got signed to Rolling Stones Records, and they stay at the hotel where every musician stayed in that era, around that circle there. And everybody visit me in Samash. Dennis Brown, everyone come visit me in Samash. And I was always say like Bob Marley with the whole crew come there and buy stuff. And the manager, even if they, some of the man them know me, but I remember Bob last time he come in and come buy a guitar, very expensive guitar. He didn't know me, I didn't remember me or whatever. By the time he become world famous, one man just say, oh, Maurice. And then it made me deal with him. So Slide them used to hang out there. And I started to introduce them. I used to give them the best instruments. And there were things in Jamaica, anything Jamaica didn't have, I needed in music. Even you see the Pisa tweeter, them when you see on the sound system, them, even that when they come out, nobody in Jamaica have it. I remember the first man come there was one of the Riley who have that rhythm, bad rhythm there, everybody use. No, they produce a Riley run. Kurt Riley father, yeah, Winston Riley. I remember, and when see my Jamaica never talk to me. More than what happened? Him come there and look for me and say, boss, Clive, say, yeah, man. Him say, very simple check you. Me need this, me need that, me need that. And in terms of him of a shop down at Chance Lane, me give him one box of Pisa tweeter. Give him, we have 18 night. And then it takes somebody who come, but the body want this, want that. So it's the same thing with Sly. Sly come there and Sly come him hang out there, daytime, all day, from the store open until the store close. Unless him have a session or something to do. So I introduced Sly to quite a bit of new stuff. And one of the most important thing in reggae, which evolved into was the syndrome. I play, ooh, ooh, them type of thing there. So I introduced Sly to one, but me did put on a few of them. And when Sly, I say, Sly, this is a syndrome, I say, wait, though. I say, book. I say, boo. And Sly go, what? Say, listen, the man come out. Here, that's true. All right, so. And then, of course, I became part of the Peter Tosh team, the team that with Rolling Stones. I became the arranger. That was really my forte. I mean, and I was given the opportunity to use some of the best musicians in America that's available for everybody. You name them, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, Frank Sinatra. I have all of the musicians, and I get to know them one-on-one. And that was it. But and I start flying back and forth between Jamaica and New York. And then when the Peter Tosh thing was down, Sly Robbie started the taxi gang. And they still have me in the same capacity as somebody, whenever they're ready for. They lay the rhythm track on the mic voice and they call me. Like now we can send it and we fix up and send back. They call me and my fly come down and play my instrument and play the parts, play the arrangement for everybody.
So you do play many instruments?
Not many. I know. Okay. Oh, I studied music. I wanted to be an arranger, and I learned very early. I tell you, teenage, 12, 13, that to be 14, that to be an arranger, you have to know all of the instruments. So you can be a conductor, what the instrument is expected, know the part, and you conduct them. But to be a man who write the score, or compose the thing, you have to know the instruments. You can't make a composition, you don't know what a flute sound like, what the flute will do. You have to know the capacity, the range me the highest note to the lowest note of any instrument, all of the instrument, in the orchestra plus. So I studied that from a little boy, okay? So it was natural for me to end up being, an arranger and naturally more to produce. Because produce is not, you don't have to be a musician, you just have to like music, have money to produce it yourself or hire somebody who produce it. Producer is just a managing a production, just, what I mean? But you have sense of the creativity, what's needed, a song with good words, the money to make it, and then a studio, the musicians that will play that music how you would like it to be played. That's the job of a producer, But no, what I do while my work is outstanding and I can make it outstanding in any occasion, every occasion if I need to. Sometimes because roots music is different, I have to be nothing more as roots. But if you make it stand out and get noticed, if you make arrangement for attract attention, draw you away from a conversation, I can do that, in the studio. I can. You mean?
So you are partially responsible for the sound that dancehall became when you give Sly all those instruments.
Oh yeah, man. Sly will tell it to you, yes. Sly tell it. No, they play the basic, but then I tell you, whenever I come on to stuff like horns and so on, which Quincy Jones called it the sweetening. I mean that. Yeah.
So let's switch a little on the personal side.
Yeah.
You got shot.
That's way later, yeah. Much later.
What led to you getting shot? And what was that like? Because you say you got shot like it's just a regular thing, but we know it's a shot up. So what was that circumstance behind it? As a musician, you're coming up in the gritty Kingston scene. What was it like then, and what led to you getting shot?
Well, I always forget to say, I'm not really sensible. Me just a musician. The man who teach me music never teach him say, him tell me say me good and me better than almost everybody me ever met. Include the people who teach him and him work with. And him at teenage age I was as good as that. And I would get far better because I was still evolving my knowledge of the business. But he never tell me say, me forget smart and tell me about mathematics, finances. You know what I say? I'm musical on your dinner. In a Stony Hill, it's a school, it's an approved school. So you have to do little schoolwork, like maths, like English, not much more. Okay? And you have to do a vocation. So I did music and I was doing tailoring till the music start. The music teachers grabbed me where once I show him something and he just say, "What you man?" I just say, "What you doing?" Mr. Tiller say, "No more music." So I don't think I was very smart and I was taught to be smart. I think I didn't catch it from my father and mother or grandmothers, because I had two of them are born and go and live next door to each other. So I remember watch other people work and them run down money and a rob. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, lot of people I can tell you get rich off of. Not only me, many of us. Some special men and them family live well. I know cattle which are set millions a year. And I have shares, big shares, and I can't get 1 cent. And the family know and they won't give me. You believe? And for me to pursue getting it, we have to afford some very special lawyers. And I mean, it'd probably take a lifetime anyway. I don't mind, because you know I have a lot of children. You know what I mean? So anyway,
So
we'll get to the shot. We'll get to the shot part now. So I basically live, I kind of always lean to people on the street and in the street. You understand what I say? Me always lean the way there. Lean to that. No matter what heights me go. When me work with the best, me produce Shaka Khan and Barry Salmon. And me leave there, me still just I go listen in the night and stop at the corner. We never smoke and drink. It was after my rehab days. But you see, once you start the industry living like that and too much and getting too familiar, even in your own neighborhood, your life if you get shot, anybody. And that's me. And even up to when I got shot, and after I get shot, long after, I still keep up this thing. You just said, no, that something can have me a little different now, because I'm much, much older. I was talking to one of my children's mother. She's from Ghana. She was in Ghana a few years ago. I was 60 then. I said to her, I was complaining about my life and Jamaica and miserable. And she laugh. I told her, I realized she laugh. I said, may I talk to you? So I laugh. She said, Clive, you used to say you can't live to 30. I was a wild man, you know. I was a wild man. I said, quiet, I never talk, but me used to be. I don't know, maybe the harm myself and me have this stick about me. Maybe just get up and do something. Like, not a mad manner. If I'm there with 2-3 people and somebody disrespect one of them, me just do something really bad. And because me had this military training, which we took very serious. And I was in the army, attached to the British Army for 1 year. And I took that very serious. That's something to bring true to life. I'm going to tell you the background of my father. I always hang out with people who normally are the decent, you call the decent people to hang out with. So I'm an industry person. Now me getting older, I'm side, I kind of draw away and me get blind, getting blind. You know what I mean? So I don't know who talk to me. Because even though they say me have this good ear, and me do me live off of my ears. Eh? When people talk to me nowadays, me have to wonder who that. It's a different total sound thing for me to recognize. Put the voice to the name. I'm learning. This is another dimension of oral ear training me upon right now. So me I tell you say, that's how I get shot. It could happen to any man who live like how I live. Remember, I will probably have a decent car, not broke, and I still go to the bar and stop. And I'll buy a drink for myself. And you know, say once more, one, 2, or 10 people might ask me. And I might even end up buying one at a time. It's certain enough. And then the next thing I discovered after I got shot, that you see people we know and from worst rude boys and them start ask if you're a thing. Me like the rude boys when I ask for none. Them just bless you. You're good father, make come more, gone, you know? So when I come and say, a bills now. It will move from a bills to 100,000 or more, you know, in no time.
extortion.
It happens that yes. And it basically other type of situation with me. I mean, so
No, we're trying to extort you.
actually, yes, I was being extorted. I didn't even recognize it and know what it was. I mean, but I ended up at a situation, a man called me one time in the morning, and I was at mixing lab, and him say, but father, where you there? I'm saying, they work, and him say, oh, all right, and then him turn up at the workplace. And him come to work with him, say, 2 man react like, so I say, it's what happened? And him say, where you know them from? I say, him come from in my ear and thing. Him say, you know who that, and I say, no, he was a notorious, one of the notorious. That was in the day. And my brother is one of the most serious lawmen, and he was working with one of the most serious lawmen too. And they were in the community. And I went in the area, mixing up there, and I didn't even call him or anything. I said, where you talk for you look more, man? And I left and went to Tough Kong and work. And while at Tough Kong, I tell him I move me, says, man, no, you know. When I after me Tough Kong 3-4 hours later, I'm calm. Security come and say, got Tough Kong 2 days later. You speaking about him, Mr. On? Nope. There's 2 company out there, you know, one of them say me one. I say, what? No, man, tell him, say, Regine, tell him, say, I can't come out there right now. See him? And when the man, after I keep a ticket service, and them guy and say, yeah, man, I gone long time. Show him face. I just come out and drive the other way, drive through the hills, where the hills go right the way to Bagwag. Go to my house. It was an election day, I think a 2004 with the Kerry and Bush. I remember, I can't forget. And I wait, when I reach my gate and I open my gate, the man called me again and said, "Boss, say I move so." I say, "Well, what go on?" I depend me say, "I want to see what I think." But, you understand? I mean, I say, say, I say, "Rude boy," him say, me want to see what I think, me I come here, yeah. You reach here yet, so you know all of that. And I say, "Bridget, not come on my yard now, man, me I come see you. Where you there?" And I say, "Me go come see you." I go to the road. The next thing I know is wake up in the hospital. Well, no, I never wake up before. I never even lose consciousness, only for a couple seconds or a minute or two. Because when I get shot, I never know a shot me get shot. I just feel like I'm a box in my face. Can I get shot in my face? And I talk to somebody and I feel like it's a man box me. I'm a drop. I know so I drop on my hand and my knees. I say, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What going on? After a while, my ears, I not hear nothing. I hear my own voice. After a while, I hear pop, 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 pop. I'm say, shit, a shot, look like a shot, me get shot. That's, and I not feel nothing, Don't hear the shot, them get from far, but it's right there, saying it's a little cubicle. And I start, I go towards the door and then I say, no, but they might outside too. Some stuff I'm on it walk with me, when beg to walk with me, accompany me. And him a call me, Mr. Hunt, Mr. Hunt, Mr. Hunt. And God make him in a white. And my eye clearly clue. At that time, I'm still out, I see out of one of my eye. My sister, it's when I full with a white, I'm a jump on him, and him a run towards the only entrance and exit. I'm say, "You mad? You can't go this so." I'm say, "Turn the other way." And as we turn, we drop off our building. I didn't know that we was on top of the floor of a building. So we drop off, boom, my drum. And we drop, me say, Tim say, me just say, me had my phone still. Me don't know what happened, whether him have it or whatever. Me know say, we saw a run. And we run, me say, Tim say, "Go call a vehicle, call a vehicle." And me take either his phone or my phone. I'm going to call my mother before me hang it up back. I never want to shot my mother like that. I'm going to call my son mother. And me say, "Where you there?" She say, "Half tree." Me say, "Then don't shoot me." And she say, "What?" In the police. And anyway, by the time the guy run, me say, I'm not dead behind no building. So me just run off behind him, and the first car him stop me, the man say, Mr. Hunt." The driver say, like him, I said, me get shot. I can't even know what happened, but what a gunshot. He say, "Mr. Hunt, my God," and walk me door and just show me in the car and hospital. And next morning, police come out and I say, "Who shoot him?" I say, "I don't know." I say, "Boss, I know a whole for sure find out about the first shot me get it, cause me no feel nothing, me go gong." And then after me is a case, I realize a gunshot. So I tell the police them, we realize a gunshot. And they must say, "So who killed Tom?" He said, "Him dead?" I say, "No him." I say, "Everybody know him. Him dead?" And I say, "I'm still on the light on." Next day, and I say, "I'm still on the light on. Who kill him?" I say, "Me no know. Me no know, boss." That the man, I mean, I talk to that, who called me, he was dead. I didn't know who killed him. I mean, me get shot. And I was in the hospital, and then it was like one hospital to the next hospital to the next hospital. It's 4 hospitals, and they end up nobody knew anything with a whole heap of securities around me. Protect me, apparently. You know what I mean? And
All because of your hard work.
yeah.
All because of your hard work.
But luckily, every time I make some money, I like money. I don't make money a lot of the music. I still work for free now. I still work free. And if you have a music and you want me to work on it and it's so good, say me have this like an addiction, me go help you do it, I start it enough to attract somebody some money. I mean, this happened to me regularly.
But you're doing it for yourself now with Fields of Gold, reggae tribute to Sting.
Yes.
That album
Yes.
entered number 10 on the US Reggae iTunes chart. That's yours. Your name on every single song, featuring Maxi Priest, featuring Richie Steven, featuring J Boog, featuring different people.
Steel Pulse, Third World.
12 track.
Yeah.
Tell me, what made you want to make this Sting Fields of Gold album, tribute to Sting?
Well, as I get older and serious in the business there, I know no catalog is important. And I everything I've ever made all my life from those time I tell you know what's stolen from me now. Parliament music, I own a night,
Yeah, keep going.
No, I don't have any music I made, all them Richard Spies. Grooving, my girl. Say a man which is a friend of mine stole everything from me since me I go blind. He made me sign a paper and tell me it's a distribution deal. And I trust him enough. All right. There was a time when I was producing some major artists and the money would go to like not Jamaica. It's always difficult to get money to Jamaica, like in England also. And I have this man who's my publisher collecting my money them, put him name on my accounts. Because I'm in Jamaica when I want money. When the bank give me a problem, I have to give code. So I have to give them 100 code. So if I want to make the 16th transaction and I make the request for the wire and the code don't match, Barclays Bank is not going to wire it. They must have fraud. So me get this man who is my publisher man, me trust to him name on my account. And a couple of times I've given him power of attorney. Would you believe him came to me when I found out I was going blind and I needed an operation. He came to me with another man, an Englishman, and said he's going to offer me a distribution, the online total distribution deal. And they're going to give me a little money, little relative money. It's a little money compared to this stuff. And as an advance, and it's non-recoupable. So I'm like, oh, thank you. So I'm glad. And I signed it and took the money. Until a few years later, somebody asked me, VP asked me for 3 songs. And I say, man, do that. And then I get a call from VP, say, Clive, you know own them song here? I say, me know it. I know me own it. Everybody know me own it. So no, man, we get a document from a lawyer say that you sold them to this person. I say, what? So no, man, me give him distribution. I say, no, you sold them. And then their lawyer contact me and boom, me gone. And everybody say me I can't do nothing. I can't believe say last day, so I figure one day and I look, if I ever make someone have a fight that till me die, or even have my kids them or family to fight it up. Cause I lost all milk and honey. I lost everything. And I have an album amongst it which I spent, well, not me alone, but I have a partner with me. This is 1980. We spent $130,000 now. You don't sell out for money worth for money at that time. And say that album is in it. It's with a member of the Rolling Stones. He was the artist. It was suggested to me by Keith Richards and Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones to say, do this album with the saxophonist. His name is Bobby Keys. He's dead now, deceased. And he used to work with from Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, right up to John Lennon, and then album with Imagine. I have some of those musicians working for me in Kingston, in LA, and in Miami. I find the financing, with other people. I get to invest best in me. And I end up with that album. Even that album they gone with, and it has never been released officially.
So you never had a lawyer look over contract? He just brought it, thought it was your...
No, it's a friend, yeah, it's a good friend. I'm going to go to Paris to sleep at my house and come and drink and sleep at my house. I mean, and I can't believe him do that. I just hope he lives long enough for me to get it back. Because I hate for him to die and then it's probably because so. I just discovered 2 days ago that there are ways to start getting back some stuff.
There's a 35-year revision clause and a 1950. There's several.
I just discovered a couple of days ago. So I asked my kids and they're dealing with it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lawyer.
So Sting.
Yeah.
Back to
the Sting thing now. So Sting thing is a catalog thing. And we musicians, I don't know about the younger breed of the musicians and reggae players. But because Sting is an English youth, we grew up with reggae just like me, just like Sly, just like Robbie, all of us. Sting grew in England as a English youth, and reggae was exposed to reggae just like how we were. A little bit more other music, rap, you know what I mean, and all of this pop. But reggae was, you know what I mean? The Beakers, when the Beakers did, oh blah dee, oh blah da, what would you call that at here? You play the Beakers one which was making the 60s now, and you ever like, it's reggae influence, strongly influenced by reggae. So reggae have had that influence on the youths in England. Sting was one of them. When the police came, we were like, whoa. And I always loved their music, and Sting continued after the police. And I always figured that I would love to do some stuff with him. And until I know me at the age where I have to do some little work, because since the digital come in, everybody make music now. Everybody make music. Them kitchen, them toilet, them closet, under the, cupboard. You know what I mean? Just walk with a computer and make music. So people like me not really is being called too much. And when you hear 1 hit or 2 hit, let me tell you, it's 200,000 song make, man, or thousands. You know that? All of them look a producer where a program, they look at stuff there. When them get a hit, say them have maybe 200 songs, where they make a really invest dash it there. That's nonsense. Because they kind of move on like a blind man and move and so. I say, oh, it's a table, this is a chair. I said, them buck up in now, them buck up in I thought I said, I want to do them. Yeah, they buck up in that song, they buck up in the music. So I don't worry. I make, if you want a chair? What shape? What size? It's how I make music. All right. So anyway, this thing I know I have to keep myself working so I can pay. I know in my own house, You know that? No, never had. All right. And I have to pay rent, I have to buy groceries, and I have, the amount of children. I may have 3 of them under the age of 18 that has me. I can't rest. And they costing a lot of money, more than all of the other kids than before. The last 3 costing like weekly, then cost more than us.
Them want snacks.
No, schools, the schools,
Yeah, man.
they were snack. Yes, and the schools, every few days, they need something, they tell you they need this, you have to pay this. Oh, my gosh. So it have been moving, I have to keep work, and I can't let them sit by the wayside and beg, as a Bob would say. I can't have them doing that. I can't. Not so I'm actually working now in case I go to the road and drop down. So, yeah, them will still find money to take them until they reach a certain age. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have to find something to do. So this thing, I did an album for VP, a Beatles with the Beatles covers, and it was well received, I think. You know what I mean? And then God VP still give me support. And people tell me, and I use a wide variety of artists through my links. But even VP couldn't get them. I had Gentleman, I had Patrice, I had Pierre Paul Jack. These are major international reggae artists from different countries, You know of any, Pierre Paul Jack?
No.
Oh, what? When I say millions, man. Gentleman.
Yes.
You ever heard of Patrice?
No, only the one from Trinidad.
No. Oh, no.
Pierre Paul Jack.
Yes.
Split it. Spell
PIERPOLJAK. They might have to translate because it's you have to mostly French, all French. Yeah, man, these are major reggae artists, man.
Are you producer?
I produce him, yeah. I produce maybe 3, 4, 5 albums with him. You heard of Alpha Blondie?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. He first came into a studio in the borough.
So you're the one responsible for the takeover of reggae in France because
France. You said something earlier about the 90s, the reggae stuff. Me can tell you the whole of that story, man. That's why I say people talk. I said the time when Sly and Robbie and Steely and Clive were gone, nobody make reggae music. You couldn't find 3 drummers that can play reggae music. And if you go to the hotel, that's where Dean does a lot for the business. A lot of the musicians around Dean from the 819. Dean go Montego Bay and then plays the hotel for them, Because there was a school in Mobile they would teach some brilliant musicians, even some horn players now, which are brilliant. They came there, come from down there, Dean go for them. So in the 90s, nobody played reggae. I'm going to go back to this thing, and the Pierre Paul and these guys. But anyway, I have to keep myself working. I have to keep myself grounded to know who is who and what. Luckily, everybody talk, most of the men talk about me. Anyway, you go and say Clive Hunt, musicians know about Clive Hunt. I don't know them when I turn up. Even Dean Fraser, the first time we approached him to come work on a studio session. Because this on players I was using at that time was Tommy McCook, them, Would you believe? The man they could be my grandfather. And them and the miserable them on a time like how some people think I am now. They not a time for wasting nobody. We turn up on an album, one of my Spottinger album. We see my treasure there, culture album, and she said, Clive Errol, it's a Errol Brown, Shane Brown daddy. Make sure say Tommy knows say me don't want him take over the session. I'll tell you Clive on the session. Right? So go here with the hard man them. I should put Dean Field a story and become a session man fully. So and we got there the day and the first culture song to play, Tommy come to me and say, look, hear my youth. But I said, we're going to do them 10 tunes today. Okay? I'll let them one day. So we could just come up with the phrase and you just take the credits and take the, one, and them say, just get paid and take the credits and me do it. So I say, yeah, man. So I take up my hand and I clean up my hand. I'm the only trumpet player. See, I'm Tom McCook and Dan Drummond's Jr. and Mark Herman Marquis and I think Cedric Brooks. These are some great men, in Jamaican music coming. And the first phrase made them a workout. I walk into the control room. Cause I tell you, even though I was like a Tasmanian devil, but I say quiet. So I just walk into the room and I say, Errol, a phrase in a sound like Woody Woodpecker thing to you. And Errol say, hey, me, and I say, Tommy. And Tommy say, well, Errol, Clive said that sound like Woody Woodpecker. Let me tell you, man, every Jamaican bad word you hear, and the man him out of the studio. So I'm going to studio, nobody, me, Errol won't even at the studio alone. But people always tell me about a youth name, a saxophone player named Youth Sax. As you know, tell about Youth Sax. That was his name, Great Sonny Bradshaw. And them times I'm working at night up at Jungle Lounge, and I went there and wait, him I sing. You sax put on, I'm a sing, wait, late, me did I wait. And I said, are you tell the man? And then when him take out the sax and start play, one go across the floor and touch him on the leg. And him just say, one Clive. And I say, you know me, everybody know you. I'm say, boy, come work at church, I do me, da. And that's how him session career started. Trust me, every day from that, he was in the studio.
Dean.
Yeah, man. Every day. He was a good saxophone player, good musician. But from the day, I remember me a 100% session musician, I never do the other things them too much. Anyway,
You're telling me how you go about choosing the song for Fees of Gold.
So matter of say, Fees of Gold, I met about the 90s, because you see there's time when there's no reggae. But me tell you, I have to find a way to do something reggae, not at the time. In the 90s, nobody do reggae. And I go down a tough crowd. Let's come back to the Fees of Gold. We go down a tough crowd and me see a lot of some containers on the lawn, the parking lot. So I ask, I think a China Smith or that time I says, them are the Ziggy Marley and the Red the Makers album. Someone say, what the containers for? I say, they carry on a studio from overseas. I say, what? Come on, Jamaica? I say, yes. I say, the studio I carry me on that, which was Federal. That's where tons of all of them Ernest Smith, all of them Pluto Sherrington, Ken Boot, everything I own, them same song we tell about Abisynians in Mascan. Right, where we work on tons of music there. I used to reside there as a musician. And I said, them don't know. And I say, boy. So I call Errol and I say, Impasse. I say, Errol, you not tell him on them. I say, what wrong with the studio in there? I say, nothing. I say, I book the studio. And let me tell you something. I work in Tough Camp for 3 years except for Sundays. Right? That's when Shane Brown tell us, me carrying a student, I've bungled them, just carry up a youth and start teach them to engineer. Because the regular engineer them say, do drum machine. Listen, a drum machine is a drum machine. Everything in it make for sound good already. Right? But when a live musician comes, you have to make everything sound good. It's a total different thing, You have to spend time to make sure the foot drums sound and not you know what I'm saying? So there wasn't any engineer to do it, only Errol Brown. There was Fata, who used to work together at Music Mountain. In Cook and went to mixing lab. But Steely and Cleve just plug into a machine, them ready. To do that, we had to do a whole thing before we get any sounding decent like that. So it was easy for the new thing, the digital thing start is easy music, like fast food. You know what I said? So I just went to talk and tell the security guy, I said, Bridget, I don't want no DJ through the gate. Pure singer, come down the way. Then you go buy records. Only singers I want here. And the Tough Town guys have some special security. Then can't come down there. So I just went in there, and me and Errol Brown and I start call 1 or 2 musicians. I call for Benjamin Myers, which I found as a talented musician. I call for Wayne Harman, which is a talented guitarist. Serious. And I called for Christopher Birch, which we and Dean had carried from country come down. And then Tucker and little and Mark, something I call Mark. He was playing with Shaggy now. Shaggy's MD, drummer. Young youth, right? Speakers introduced me to. I would have talked and make music live every day. And when I was there, I didn't have no song, I just started Cemetery Road, Red Rose, send some artists down here, Anthony Red Rose. And Red Rose, sometimes studio full of man. But me tell him on one singers. After a while, Red Rose, but me give him Wednesdays. Because I started recording Elephant Man and Long for nobody know him. And General B and all of them. Me have music with all of them, So anyway, I was with a Tough Gun and I make music, and then Jimmy Cliff had approached me about producing him. So me started an album with Jimmy Cliff, and I was working between Mixing Lab and Duff Gang. And when I get the first French project, I went to France and with a 2 sheets of paper mark Clive Hunt, a working biography, and the list, and I started from the Rolling Stone. No, from the Scatterlights then. This was my CV, you know. Me not put nothing else more than Clive Hunt, a working biography, and I put Scatterlights, one row, and the same thing. And I go from Scatterlights to Buju Banton. The Buju was current at that time. He was the youngest artist. So we got a record company and drop it off. And then Trish Farrell was running Island Jamaica, told me about this Frenchman who wanted to record a 3 song which he had done in Jamaica 10 years earlier. And he wanted to redo them. And she sent him to me. And while I record him, Jimmy Cliff came there to look for me. And when the Frenchman said, Jimmy Cliff, him go like, when Jimmy come in, he go say, and Jimmy leave him say, huh, who is that? He said, who it look like? And he say, that's Jimmy Cliff, we see here. He say, come to see you? I say, yeah, man, what happened? He say, oh, do you think you could get him to do a song with me? I say, most likely. And I take Jimmy the night, the next day we do a song. That song plays on French radio and TV every day now. It's called Melody, Tempo, Harmony. Right? Yes, if you look at the name, you see Jimmy Cliff and the other man's name. It's Bernard Lavilliers. Anyway, that started the French thing. By the time it was finished and I went back to France a year later to collect my platinum disc for me and everybody. Because the man album, the same 3 songs record 10 years earlier and didn't do nothing, become a massive hit now, you know. Platinum, and then the record company start recommending different artists in France that ask me. You know, music business, say you get 1 hit, then everybody want to work with. That type of thing there. But this was a live thing, and me had people like Richie Spice who hang out there every day with me. And then we do that Goofy My Girl song. You know that song there, right?
Yeah.
Which become massive for him. A whole bungalow of things happen from that. Anyway.
That's the one that Shane produced, Shane engineer.
That's the one that
with
Sasha mix.
That's the one?
Yeah, but you know the story, what? Yeah, okay. Everybody through Shane work with me. I remember I'm telling me I'm away from the 70s. Any studio me work, that's where everybody want to work. Because any studio me work, it have to work one good. The engineer have to be good. The studio is efficient. I am known, I might be Raga Tag, I was in my mood for anybody. I'm going to the studio, me is Quincy Jones. I'm in a run joke. Nobody. I'm a, wait. Me listen. Me just come and say, hey, this is a democratic production, you know. But me have to agree, say good. All right, boss? Everybody say, yes, okay. So I had that thing with me from my little youth, you know. If I'm going to a studio, me used to have 3, 4 different studio keys in my pocket, you know. Where the studio owners don't let me have the studio key. Because me and Tyrone down, he used to follow me everywhere. And we yesterday that lady was telling me, coming from England, said she used to watch me and Tyrone till when we were like youth, I work in a Cross studio. But anyway, the digital thing go on and slide where we had them are the easy plug-in quick thing and get some good sound, and they did quite well. One day, Sly never hear me say this yet. I don't if I remember it. But every time I do an interview, and when Sly always call me, I'll check and I say Azul, everything I say I true, you know. But I remember one time the Rabbit said they want to have a meeting with me. I go up and Mixing Lab and sit on the floor with them, the steps in front of the building, Mixing Lab, you know, Mixing Lab. And we leave Tough and come check them. And so they want to meet me for the top. So I think it's a project now, because I always looking for something going. Rabbi said to me, say, boy, Clive, say, you confuse the radio. So I say, what do you mean? He said, me I confuse the radio. This track is them, because they respect me and they will play my music. But me I make new different music from them. So I say, reggae music, I make no man. Me say, me little boy, they so beat me on my finger, them, I need them. I'm an uncle for music, for learn. And I say, a reggae, me I do reggae, me not do that one I do. I mean, Rappy boy, I'm just say, well, be man, little more punch me, I go, shoop. You understand? So to this thing,
they were more focused on the 90s Bam Bam sound.
Well, they were focused on making money. I was focused on making music. You know, see, that's my thing, you know. Me always focused on making music. I just lately know, me say, no, me have to make some money. Because everybody does so well and is doing well. You mean? And I'm still only doing well making music. And nobody can say
you had done the type of music they were doing in the
No. I wish I was a businessman, or I had a business manager, or was being advised that I need to make music to make money. 'Cause I was making music to make money, and I was doing good in France until one day when I see a top French artist, the same one, the same name there. The same name I just gave you. Him come, me I produce him, and the president for the record come to visit Jamaica. Right? This is a universal label, major label, I don't know nothing for them pass budget for $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, US. And this one come and him a tough man where I work. And when I tell more of the artists and can't find him, and I can't find the president either too. I'm just calling the president. He was. Okay? And I say, where the man them there? Come and see the artist smoke up a weed, and some of them were there here and there and there. And the drivers they were there, nobody. So them say, a man say, they must in the room. There's like a room at tough one where we keep like a quick meetings at that time. I'm a calling
before not being as articulate as you. Yeah, what go?
Yeah. So me said the president for the company and the artist in the room, and I call them and I answer. So I post on my door because me in the middle of me stride, So I kind of move aggressive anytime I work. Try to be as nice as possible, but I still want to get the work done. It costs money, so they're expensive. A lot of men there where it could be somewhere else. I'm working for somebody else. When I push the door, the man me sit on the ground. I see the president for the label on the ground, And I see the brother stand up over there. I say, yo, what that? And my fan say, it's punch, the artist punched on the universal president on the ground. I say, but you can't come to Jamaica and beat people. We need people, man. I just run for one stick, Me just throw the first stick. But you say from everybody, I say, sort of violence. You know that now. I feel my rush. Every done. I have to run. I'm back them half time. I say, hey, boy. And the big man I tell me, say, Clive, it's okay. I say, don't, I'm not hearing from you. I say, don't say nothing to me, boss. Because I'm a friend. I do good work, a lot of work with them. I'm a friend up to this day. But I did something now which was crucial to my career. A year later, the album came out, did well.
Which album, man?
The album I was working on when the artist stomped down the man was the president of the label. The label, yes. Everybody in France will know that label because that label made him. Okay? Let me tell you. This is a man where give him when we saw a meeting first, and we just meet him, when him come meet me in the office and then give him train money and the thing. He uses and buy weed, a bristler. And him jump the train thing and police hold him, And then my father's have to be, Till him come rich with the work they want me to tell him, he might live on a castle. Would they believe? Eh? And I've girlfriends that flying Air France and Air Afrique and thing and buy them Benz and all these things. I'm just still there Lindsay and the top and I go and do my thing. You understand? Anyway, 1 year later the president for the company tell me say it's time for him to work to do the next album again. But him somebody say, okay, I don't know if I want to work with a brother there, And I say, Clive, he's saying the same thing. Somebody say, yeah, but I need the money still now. So what I say, him say, you have only one thing you have to do, to apologize to him. Somebody say, about what? Oh, remember that incident at Tough Gun with him and me? You rough him up, you want you to apologize. I say, I'm mad, man. Look at man, come up on my phone. I'm up on the phone and talk to the man. I get the work. Them called Dean and Nambo and them called all type of people. Them called Winter James. Winter. Yeah, Winter and Stone and them. And they did one album or two and then still had to come back. And then the story began on that, but they had to come back to me. And even no album coming out with him in June, I may produce. I mean?
When new?
Did me give him you have him written down there, man. You see me know I can't even to before Jack? You see what? Everybody in France, you make sure everybody go like, it stop reggae in France, Let me tell you this.
What is the stop? What do you mean?
Reggae in France was happening so. No way in the world, reggae, France was the number one. Because we have national radio, national TV. Bang, boom, boom. Crazy. Okay? No, the only thing bigger than all of that was, I can see clearly now with Jimmy Cliff. Because that's big anywhere, every time. You know that, anywhere. Let me tell you, him going to the top TV station, them and him kick over the camera, them, thumb down cameraman, thumb down producers. That's a move. Him is like a really punk type of youth. He never have no behavior. Him not afraid of me and whoever me around me. Trust me. Up to now. We have to have his way. Can no behavior and no discipline. Him go out of prison, come back. Him have the same attitude. Him try to be a good guy, but then him have. There's some people who not clean inside. And I mean, I say, I mean, I say, I can't work with him, but him very, 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 very talented. Extremely talented. Not as a singer, but as a writer and stuff. Him right people just attracted. Him is like a real artist.
But right now,
Yes.
Europe, in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
France is the leading reggae consuming country.
You might know. Well, a few things are going on.
Thanks to you.
Well, a few things are going on. And in France, they have me like this. They don't have me as not much in that year. They don't have me as that much, just a man who is in the thing. Like, because nowadays in Jamaica, and around reggae, which is with the resurgent of reggae, coming up to the time with the other young ones, now, there was a lot of people who on the peripheric of the the music business, who start talk Rasta, young university students and professors start talk about Rasta and reggae, and everybody become an expert, and then so a lot of you people run to them. But they're just the people on the outside, and they don't know what go on inside, nothing at all about it. And one or two of us famous man, like, who became a professional and thing, and they make some talk. And half of the time about what they don't know. Would you believe? They ask some question and do some stuff. I was on TV, one of them, I mean, if I could spot up on the TV. Come and chat to me, say, Sly, tell him that this is reggae, and that's reggae. Mr. Sly plays reggae, but Sly doesn't know music like a musicologist know music. That's simple to understand. A lot of people play music, but they can't tell you what they play. They can't tell you what they're playing. They can't tell you, say, they drop this beat on this beat, but they can't explain it in a way if you go to court. Like a musicologist could explain it. You understand? I have a little of those skills because of my experience and my knowledge. And the man try to tell me, said, he man try to explain what is reggae and talk. And me keep us saying, he man say, Craig, what like you know too much? I'm just say, Bridget, and just cause too bad out. And the interview mash up. And the producer wrote to he said, no, don't stop it. Don't stop it. I've never done interview like this. And there was another producer there, 90, Winston 90 Olis.
Yeah.
He was there with them.
Medesis recently.
He was there with them braces and the matter in profile at the high school stool. He said, drop a girl at the two for them and he heard him. I said, Lord, we love it, Clive, we love this. I'm walking to the TV station. But anyway, there's a lot of people who come to adapt our music. That's good, guys, in a way, just like Aki and Saltfish. I mean, I hope everybody still eat Aki and Saltfish and green banana and yam. You know what I'm saying?
My last question to you is I agree.
Mm-hmm.
My last question is, what do you think about reggae revival? What it was, what it did, and where you think reggae going now?
Well, to me, reggae is still going and always was going. It just say the emphasis, Bob Marley don't carry the thing so. And every now and then you might hear, like other thing like a Peter Tosh or Jimmy, something from the past. But it never stopped. And then the Marleys are earning more and more every year. And it's for reggae mainly. You know what I mean? But the thing, the emphasis, is like, how could I explain it? I was in an interview right here in this space once. It's in a big major UK magazine, entertainment magazine, and the lady had the difference between reggae music now and then. When I was young, I was Clark's booty and ratchet knife. Eh? Yeah, that was like a fun Harlem shirt. You know what I mean? That's all we go. And in the sea boy that I'm talking about that, everybody want to like that. Then it evolved on cricket. Then time evolved into basketball and sneakers. Eh? No. You see, younger youth, them once they become so and so, we are more Americanized. Every time I go to Africa, when I say Jamaica, they say, oh, America. I say Jamaica. They say, oh, no, you're Americans. I say, Virgin, we're Jamaican. And so they take them up and say, see you there, so America, you're American. No, the African youth, them tell. So them people say we're fully influenced by America enough. But we are becoming more and more Americanized. So them kind of gear towards. Like to me, you see the trap music? Me like every music, first of all. The trap music now is really R&B, It's R&B. I used to say it in the early stage, it's just like, me they call it a quashy R&B. It's just like a cheap R&B. The only thing about it is you, they want to make it, who making it and playing it, very, very, very few of them are musicians. They're just people who like to make music. They don't know nothing about music. They don't know nothing about even, they can't play an instrument. Did you know that? I know big producer who make big hit beats and making lots of money and far, far, far more stream per month at present and say Spotify per month than me. And they don't know A minor chord or G chord, you know. You know that? When you say G, you say, okay, what do you mean? Would you believe? And after living nice and driving BMWs and pretty girls them and houses here and there and swimming pools and say, you know, so them still don't know that. That's something about the blind something. Them that's fool on say to some cup. Oh, do two, oh, that sound. You understand? It's a buck up thing. Now, the trap music is it has evolved. Who can play it, who play, who can play a little bit and who will learn. Okay? It's really R&B thing. And they're using sounds which are not standard sounds which are used by bass and drum or guitar and thing every day. They use, little computer thing, Fruity Loops. You know about that, a program like that. So you have different programmers who make different sound and them just adapt them. And once my R&B or hip hop youth use that, them just kind of adapt it and switch on and think polish it a little bit. And the only thing basically different about it, if you play the instruments, instrumental them alone, after you're like, how about that? You understand? But you see what they put on it, the lyrics, the type of thing them talk or sing about, is a thing we attract young people. Guns, drugs, the girls, and different parts of their autonomies. You know what I said? This is what the music is mainly nowadays. But you see, if you cut out, if you just change the lyrics, I've been telling them that some of the trap songs them, I could just do some remix and show them what we could do with it. We could make a reggae them. I know any remix we do, me I do it reggae, not sure. With me personally, do. Because me is a reggae man. I decide to be a reggae man until I die. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about dancehall now. You see the dancehall from the 90s, or there was a time there when Beanie Man and Bounty and maybe even a little before or a little after that when it was sweet. You know what I mean? That's the one, that's a favorite of mine. I think the world still loves it.
So it's no a quashy R&B.
No, man, it is. It is. Quashi R&B and quashi mean like the people who them don't know music. They not play music. They're not musicians. No, don't do a research and ask about 10 of the baddest producers. They're not musicians. You have a few, you have good musicians. I mean, you know, Lenky don't make quashi, nothing. Lenky is a great musician. You have Jordan, he's a good keyboard player. But most of them are come on, I feel and just let me tell you, like a blind man like me, I go in a room and I feel one so to find a column. I say me go find the bar show. You understand? I probably never find it. But if I go systematically, all like how me think, we start from that to all and search. I will say, I wish do this. Or maybe I smell. You know what I say, boss? No, I'm sorry. That's how I see it. When I decided to do this thing project, I mentioned it to some record people, do distribution and their record in the business. I got a number, so call these people that I like to meet. And I went to meet them and they say, they know everything I do already. It's like you would know almost everything. And they said to me, what you have in mind? What would you like to do? And I tell them, I would like to do an album with covers of singing. And the man say, whoa, oh. It's like me hit him. And the two of them go like, oh, that sounds great. I'm say, yeah, I would love, I'm looking if we could assist me a little. And they said, sure.
This is Ineffable Records.
Yes. And the guy said, sure. So I just contact Robbie Lynn, him my number 2 man, I say, Robbie, me I go do this, and I tell some people, and I'm like, yeah, the way you think. And Robbie say, yeah. I say, Robbie, find some songs to me and suggest to me. And then I start calling my daughter, a few other people, and say, send me a few songs which you think. There's one song everybody suggests, and I don't record it. I don't want to record it. It's Englishman in New York. Everybody, I tell you, if the man writing the Clive Hunt book, him say me, I read that thing yesterday, and I say, oh man, this album is wicked, blah, 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 blah. And then when it was, even though I didn't hear my favorite song, I must tell you, blah, 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 man. And my favorite song, by the way, is, I decided I don't want to do it. Because how can I do it? I see thinking about it, you know. 'Cause I would love to do a few more tracks. Because the people who me and them I work as partnership. They're not paying me when I'm working for them. I work as partner. So if nothing happen, nothing will happen. It's more time to just get popular, which happened a few times. I'm praying this time to be a little different. Okay? But then he told me like that, boy, I love it. I can do a deluxe copy of the album. So I do maybe another 3 songs, use a couple of California reggae artists. And I love to do that. Maybe say something like Maurice Hunt. Come here, I always want to lean with a little reggae, authentic reggae, mixture in the mix. And do a few dub mixes. So is that. But the thing I
But Maurice Hunt, they would stick figure.
I would love to do something like that. I would love to do something like that. Oh my God. So anyway, as me tell you, I have no musical home except my house. And the studios that I work on them check for me. So if I turn up, I don't have studio time money. They'll credit me the studio time musician. They'll credit me time to work and pay them later or something. So whenever I may have, and the musician, I think we have a team of musicians who we work good together. So when this thing idea come up with us, I just different people suggest songs. I decided the songs we do and who would do it, and I approach each artist one by one, and most of them say yes and did turn up. 1 or 2 didn't get to happen, and it came out and it's a one good. And I am looking forward now to our next project similarly, because I think good songs in reggae, words of popular writers or artists or something. If it say for example, like I did the Beatles now did Sting. There was different time when in music when certain people became very popular. And their songs to me will be easy to reggae as the same song. A housewife could be at home doing her chores and hearing the song playing on the radio or playing it like I've seen somebody just go YouTube and say play Fields of Gold or Clive Hunt Fields of Gold Sting song, and it to play over when a person work on a paint and a thing, a lady, So there are quite a bit more stuff like that available. And as I say, it's catalog stuff and it keeps me working. Cause I can't stay home, I can't stay home too long.
And he's strong and moving.
Look good, man. The only thing wrong with him I can't see, but can't see, I didn't pay no mind because I'm lucky to even have a head. Remember, I get shot 8 times, So just get up, huh? I'm gonna say
This is his 9 life.
Yeah. The cat go always. Every cat go call me sometimes and say, "You pick him up, you lick him down."